Good evening. Now I'm, of course, the Big Mike 1983. How the hell you all doing tonight at Retrothon? I am starting up our big old Godzilla block tonight. I will be doing Godzilla Monster of Monsters, or not Monster of Monsters. That will be Jawsome Sauce and then Jahaley after me. I'm doing Godzilla Domination on the Game Boy Advance because I remember things. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the game loaded up. I am loading from boot because I PB'd earlier today, and if I PB or even move up a slot on stream, I want it to be on the up and up. All right, everyone, get ready for some hot Game Boy Advance jams. Hell yeah. So if you've not seen me play Godzilla Domination before, it is kind of like an isometric brawler. Think along the lines of King of the Monsters, where we will be being Megalon, because Megalon, after his embarrassing loss in Godzilla vs. Megalon, apparently in this game went back and hit the gym, because you can see how ripped his arms are now. He is built like a brick bug house and is ready for slapping. So yeah, let's get started. Timer will start when I take control of the character, and I'll go over a little bit of the backstory. Right now, this is Kanimatsu, who is going to freeze to death because of what she wears in space and the Arctic, but basically Meteor X is approaching the Earth, and everything has just gone bonkers. Megalon is apparently the only one who has kept his bug brains about him and is marching off to stop the madness. And please, all right, beautiful. We do not want King Ghidorah as the first fight. We'll see if that comes back to bite me in the bug butt, though. And fight! So we want to rush in with the drill every time, and then we are just going to tail slap the bejesus out of anything that moves. Essentially stun locking people in the corner if we can. And then we'll be button mashing through any menus that pop up. But yeah, you having the dash with the drill claw is really, really nice. Oh, and he got me with the atomic breath. I'm gonna lose a little bit of time because of that. But yeah, when they're glowing, that means at any time they can bust out a charge attack, and sometimes that can come back to bite you. All right, Kanimatsu freezing to death to bring you the news. All right, we are against Rodan. Rodan is really annoying because one of his charge moves is basically a fart cloud that can stun lock you. It's very annoying. So we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to stop him from doing that to us. Hopefully by keeping him beat up enough. It's gonna be entirely random though, because if he just does it on standing up, there's nothing we can do to stop it. Snow is also one of the worst levels in the game. Snow and Moon are pretty bad. Snow and Moon is probably the worst for the 3-on-1 fight. I'm really hoping I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, fun fact, this was actually made by WayForward back in the day. All right, now here's the fun part. This is the bonus round, and what do you do in most bonus rounds? You do not die. However, in this bonus round, our goal is to die, because by dying, we save about 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how good of a pattern we can get. That's not the greatest pattern, but whatever. Gonna take a lot of hits. We're gonna fall down. We want to be more towards the middle. This is partially why I think once I get a better score on this game, like maybe even move back up to 3rd, I'm gonna give the European Japanese version a try, because that flat out skips these levels, so you don't even have to worry about kind of time management on here. And we're knocked over again. We're getting okay patterns, not the best. And did not kill us, though. This next wave will. Okay, and we're dead. Happy bonus round, we're dead. Yes, Megalon has only been in one movie so far. They have not even brought him back for any of the, like, giant let's bring out everybody movies. Jet Jaguar was the same way until they brought Jet Jaguar back for Singular Point, the newer anime. All right, so Mechagodzilla was actually the first kaiju I ran this game with. He has a very safe play style with his rocket punch that can keep things pretty much stun locked and away from you. He's pretty tough, but he is very, very slow. So you are not really ever going to be able to get a probably sub 15 with him, just with how slow he attacks. But good defense, nice attack, just way too slow. What do we have next? We have, I believe this is the full-on tag team. It is, and I'm tagging with Big Green versus Rodan and King Ghidorah. The reason why we don't want King Ghidorah first is that puts him in, I believe, the most amount of fights in the playthrough. And his problem is he has a magnet field that will whip everything around. And you'd think that would be useful if he was on your team, but it has friendly fire. It's like the only thing in the game that does. It's super annoying. And there's the Rodan fart cloud. He is just, wow. This is the stun lock I'm talking about. Godzilla has apparently decided not to help in this tag match. I don't know what his deal is, but he is about to lose me the run. I am stuck at the top of the screen, people. Unless everybody comes close to me to die, I'm gonna get a timeout. What the hell? All right. All right. That has literally never happened before. And I'm dead. Or at least passing out. Yeah, I cannot do anything. I am just stuck up here. Well, marathon luck, baby. Marathon luck. I'm just at this point, I'm hoping Godzilla can get it done. And in fact, right now, it would be a lot faster if I would have just died there and restarted the level. Whoops. Whoops. All right, I don't know what Godzilla and Rodan are doing, but they're nowhere near me. Because I don't think I can just restart the level. It would redo the entire run. So, well, let's see what happens between these two guys. Yeah, so again, I believe that was entirely the fault of King Ghidorah's magnet field, and we still won. So, run saved, but absolute rip run to getting a PB or moving up today during the marathon. So here is the 3v1. Rodan being in it sucks, but it's not as bad as Rodan and Mothra, because they can stun lock you very easily. We are in the moon though, which is terrible. If I can get everybody in a corner, it'll be great, but I don't see it happening with Rodan involved, because he can just stun cloud me at any time. So I'm at least gonna try and get the two Godzillas over here, and I can deal with Bird Brain later. We jumped out of the way of the fart cloud. You love to see that. But yeah, that fight ended up taking probably a minute more than it should have. So my guess is, depending on how the rest of the fights go, we'll probably be sitting at about a 13-ish minute run. All right, I at least killed Godzilla, so we're here good. They're gonna try and stun lock me though. And I don't want them to do that. Okay. We should be mostly fine. I say mostly, but we're still stuck on the moon. All right, and now here is bonus round 2. There is nothing we can do to save time here. There's really no way to move fast enough for enough jets to hit you, to kill you off. So we're just gonna hang out in the middle and do that. So my 2 charge moves are I have a giant drill claw, and then I vomit out an explosive meteor. They don't really do a whole lot, and they would just knock enemies away, so I don't really ever bust them out. And there is a block button, which I will not really bust out until I need to on the final stage. Yeah, here we go. This is, like I said, this is why I kind of want to learn the Japanese European version, because these stages are just gone. All right, stage clear. We're at 9 minutes. That's not good time because we still have, what is it, 3 fights to go? Yeah. So they give you a 3v1, and then for whatever reason, they then bring you back down with a 1v1. So kind of a difficulty valley, as it were. Maybe give you a little breather, a little tune-up fight. Anyways, Mothra, there used to be some top runners that played as Mothra and used her specials to deal a lot of damage, but I never really got the hang of it, and to me it's a lot just more straightforward to tail whip everything to death. Oh, Dameron, I really wish that even if it was a straight up port, they would just bring back the Godzilla trilogy that was on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox that Pipeworks did. Alright, so this is a 4 kaiju free-for-all. It can be as dangerous as the 3v1, but sometimes the other 2 will just wander off and do their own thing. And sometimes they won't. Alright, there's one of King Ghidorah's specials. Yeah, so there are special moves. That's the red bar under my health. I do not really do a whole lot with that in these games. Technically, Megalon's full special move, where he drills into the earth and then will kind of raise you into the air, does do a lot of damage, but I miss it more often than I hit it, and then you just look embarrassed. All right, no, I am staying away from up top. Up top can go right to hell, King Ghidorah. Wow, he is busting out so many lightning beams this time. Okay, now we just need Mecha Godzilla to come down here and hopefully don't blast me to death. All right, cool. Cool. All right, we're at 1140. Let's see how this goes. The problem with the final boss is sometimes his hitboxes, you just kind of lose them. But yeah, we are fighting Mecha King Ghidorah, who has become the size of a barn. And this is the unique fight of the game other than the size, because you have to actually do some things to attack it. What you need to do is basically do a jump attack, hit the metal head, and then you get its weak point for about 3 hits. You can maybe get a 4th, sometimes it's not worth trying. And then every 6 hits, one of the biological heads explodes, and you redo the whole thing. The reason I'm running away instead of trying to chain hit more is because if you are close, the mechanical head will grab and throw you, and that does a pretty decent amount of damage. Nope. All right, we gotta get away. The jump, you do not want to be on the ground when it lands. You will take a nice amount of damage. There is Biohead 2. So now we have to get a couple more cycles, and then he kind of goes into cyber freakout mode. Oh, big whiffing. Big whiffing. So we'll get up close and hit him with the drill. There he goes. So he's going to go all, I'm angry at you. He's going to launch a lot of fireballs, which is when I block. Get away. All right, no jumping. Oh, no! And that is time. 3:30, not bad for almost losing while getting clipped out of the map. So maybe I'll submit a clipped out of the map percent run and take world record for that. Oh, thank you everybody for the GGs. I'm glad we were able to salvage that despite the absolute ridiculousness of a marathon run happening to me. But like I was saying, I actually did PB this earlier today when I was practicing. And my goal, I think, is I'm going to start playing it again as kind of a casual speedrun relearning. Because I do have a good chance of getting back to 3rd on the leaderboard right now. Or more of you could also start playing because it is a fun little, you know, monster brawler game. But anyway, you all stick around. Coming up, we have Jawsome Sauce doing Godzilla Monster of Monsters. We're doing them 2 times in a row. Jawsome Sauce will be doing a full game run as Godzilla only. And I believe Jahaley is doing Destroy All Monsters mode, which I've played on here a couple times. It's kind of like a boss rush stage. But yeah, you all stay tuned and keep having fun.